Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're asking the question, what messages or advice do your guides have for you regarding your love life and your future spouse, meeting your future spouse? We're going to get pretty detailed up in her. We have 4 piles to choose from. We have pile number 1 with the fly and the howlite, pile number 2 with the dog and the rose quartz, pile number 3 is the butterfly with the rainbow fluorite, and pile number 4 is the jaguar with the pyrite. Okay, and I will see you guys at your reading. If you're new to pick a card readings, go to my description box or comment section below after you've picked whichever pile or crystal you're being most drawn to. I recommend meditating before you pick a pile, and then just go to my description box or comment section below and just pick on the timestamp next to the pile or crystal that you picked. Okay, and I will see you guys at your reading. Bye, y'all. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and you guys chose the howlite and the fly, so we're gonna get super in depth here, guys. So basically the purpose of this reading is, what messages does spirit have for you regarding your love life and your future spouse? You know, it's just random messages. I'm gonna let whatever comes up come up, and we'll talk about what spirit is saying. One thing that I have noticed is a lot of people love, you know, watching like my future spouse videos and what's happening next in your love life videos, but a lot of people don't watch as many like healing yourself videos, shadow work videos, you know, how to like, you know, like what like guiding messages spirit have for you. And those are really important to watch, because the only way you're going to have a stable and happy love life and meet your future spouse is if you heal yourself and if you do some of that healing work and shadow work, you know, because otherwise you're just going to repeat the same pattern over and over and over and over. And you know, you don't want to keep going through heartache and meeting, you know, a bunch of like dudes who just or chicks who just string you along or whatever. So in order to meet your person, spirit has to know that you're ready for it, you know, meaning you've healed yourself, you're ready, and that comes through shadow work. So I wouldn't ignore those videos, you know, that are like, you know, messages that spirit want you to hear, or like, you know, how to do shadow work, because that's what's going to get you closer to meeting your person. But anyways, I wanted to see what spirit has to say about your love life and your future spouse. You know, what guidance do they have, what advice do they have, you know, how do you meet them? So let's see, guys. So how do you, you know, meet them sooner is basically what I'm trying to get at here. Let's start with the bluff card, because you know, this card's really interesting. So bluff means like, you know, fibbing, kind of lying or faking it, BSing, you know, like all of those kind of mean bluff. So what I'm getting from this card is, fake it till you make it. Pile number 1, fake it till you make it. If you want to meet your future spouse, if you want a, you know, if you want to meet someone stable, or like, you know, have a robust dating life where you're actually meeting good people, like people who are not BSing, or like, no, you know, people who aren't F boys or F girls, like someone who actually wants a serious, committed relationship and a marriage, spirit is saying fake it till you make it. And what that means is, fake your confidence, fake that you're the most beautiful, you know, woman or man on the planet. Yeah, obviously don't be cocky, but like really be, you know, fake it. Fake that, like this guy actually, I mean, I know this is a 9 of Cups, but look at how, you know, he's sitting. He looks pretty confident. His body language and everything. To me, his body language looks like, you know, I'm the, I don't know if I can say this word, but I'm the S-H-I-T, you know, like I'm the man, like I look good and I can have whatever I want. And actually I already have whatever I want. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of personality, or like not personality, like I'm not saying be fake or deceptive, but like that's the kind of vibe spirit wants you to have, like knowing that you can get any guy or any chick you want. You're beautiful, you're loving, you're stable, you're, you know, like it would be someone lost not having you, and you can have whoever you want. When you walk into a room, you can have whoever you want, and you have the ability to make whoever you want fall in love with you. So that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from bluff. That's what spirit wants you to know, that if you want a serious, you know, stable relationship, fake it till you make it, you know, embody that energy of like being the queen or being the king, you know, be confident, be funny, be open. I know it's easier said than done, especially if you're like me, who like, you know, I get social anxiety and I just kind of close up in front of people. I don't know, but like spirit is saying, like really just kind of fake it till you make it, act like you are the ish, and you know, really embody that energy. And that's another way that you're going to kind of gain a lot of, you know, attention. And the other thing that I'm getting through this is you know, this is kind of like manifesting too. You know, if you act like you already have everything you want, or if you act like you can get anything you want, you will get anything you want. You know, like it's like that law of manifestation, like you're manifesting that. So spirit is kind of saying, like, you know, kind of read up on manifestation again, guys, and really embody that. Another thing that this card is reminding you guys, pile number one, is that you have a very, so all of you watching pile number one have a very sharp mind. You know, I'm hearing from spirit that you're clever. You have a very natural charm about you, and use this kind of cleverness, intelligence, and this natural charm that you have to kind of connect to people, communicate, socialize, put yourself out there, you know, try to meet new people, and use your cleverness, charm, and your intelligence to network and meet new people. And I feel like you guys will meet someone very stable and good for you, relationship wise, and this can turn into something very serious, kind of like a marriage. And another thing spirit is kind of advising you guys to do is, again, put yourself out there more, kind of get out of the house, you know, travel. Spirit is kind of saying that, you know, you guys should probably travel more, check out new environments that you don't usually check out, expand your social circle, you know, like expanding your social circle will help as well. And this can lead you to a special person. And guys, if you struggle to kind of meet new people or expand your social circle or put yourself out there, they do have places like, you know, the Meetup app, I think, you know, or even like on Facebook groups. I think they probably have like groups where people meet up. I think they have like apps, obviously, like dating apps, which I've heard from a lot of my friends, you know, and myself included, that those dating apps suck right now. I have heard of that, but you know, you can go through meetups or even through friends. Like if there's a friend you know is going to a party, like a holiday party or something, if they invite you, go, just go, you know. I know it's intimidating, but just go. So stuff like that can help. Another thing I'm getting here, guys, is, again, you guys have this natural charm. Like, if you guys don't know this, pile number one, well, I'm here to tell you through your spirit guides that you guys have a natural charm. Maybe some of you guys know about it, maybe some of you guys don't, but use your intelligence, which you guys also have, your natural, like, charisma, your natural charm, to kind of speak and be curious. Like, spirit is telling me that if you guys put yourself out there socially by like networking, socializing, and if you guys use your words and your natural charm and act confident, again, if you're not a confident person, fake it till you make it, act confident, and if you're curious, like you ask people questions out of curiosity, and you show these people, whoever you're networking with, how curious you are, they're gonna love it. Like, that's your love magnet, pile number one. Spirit is saying your love magnet is your charm, your natural intelligence, and the way you use your words. And spirit is saying use those words and your charm and your natural intelligence to be curious. Like when you're talking to people, you know, like ask, yeah, like you're a curious person, ask them questions. What are you curious about? And people will love that about you, and that is a love magnet for you. They're saying that you can attract someone very good for you, very stable, if you kind of use that, you know, like use your intellect by networking, socializing, being curious, using your words, using your charm is what I'm getting. Now let's get into the Fly card. I'm being drawn to that, and plus that's the one that you guys first chose. So with the Fly card, guys, So the Fly card is all about resilience and transformation. So I feel like you guys have been through a lot of disappointments in love, or like situationships that felt kind of messy, or like, you know, you feel like your self-worth wasn't being respected in these relationships. So Spirit wants to remind you that, kind of like the Fly, that you guys have the power to rise above anything. So you guys take what others might overlook, and I feel like my pile number one, to kind of turn some things that other people might overlook, but you guys turn it into wisdom, experience, and knowledge. I feel like, kind of like a fly, you guys survive and you multiply and you thrive. So the Fly card is telling you guys, don't underestimate your ability to endure hardships, your ability to survive hardships, and to push through any hardship and being able to build again. So you guys are like survivors, like you guys know how to push through and like come out on top. So what other people might see as struggling, I feel like the universe sees as strength building, so that way it's getting you ready for your like great love story that's being written for you and that's coming for you. So basically, all the hardships you've gone through, all the struggle that you've gone through in love, you know, the universe and like made it happen, like it was meant to happen to strengthen you, to get you ready for your true, you know, final stable love and relationship, you know, to get you ready for success when it comes to marriage, because marriage is hard, marriage is not easy. And so you kind of want to be ready by the time you meet someone stable and you're ready to get married. And this chameleon card right here, it's called Act As If, is what it says. Kind of reminding me of the Bluff card. But basically, this card is asking for you guys to kind of blend, adapt, and like, you know, change the energy of your love life. So meaning like external conditions might be shifting for you guys. So I feel like you guys are entering a new phase and maybe a new mindset, or even you guys might be meeting someone who's very different from your usual type. And I think I got that message earlier too. I feel like you guys are going to be meeting someone that's kind of different than the usual type that you are usually with. And so Spirit is asking you guys to kind of stay open-minded, stay flexible, act as if, you know, means that embodying the energy of the type of love that you want to attract, you know. So basically walk, speak, and think like you're already in a relationship, that you don't need a relationship, like you're already in one, and that you're emotionally fulfilled, you feel emotionally safe, you feel deeply aligned, you feel confident, you feel happy, and then you will manifest your stable partner. So if you act like you already have your marriage, you already have your stable relationship, and you're happy, and that you don't need anyone right now because you already have everything within you, that's the vibration that's going to draw the right person to you. We kind of talked about this before again, you know, like basically it's manifestation, fake it till you make it, embody that energy, and you will manifest a very stable and amazing relationship. I do see that in your cards. There's another little protection message that's coming up here. I feel like Spirit is giving you guys a very gentle message of advice here, meaning don't lose yourself when you are adapting to others. Meaning it is possible that in previous relationships, maybe you guys might have lost yourself too much in that person, you know, like I feel like you guys are very empathetic, you guys are very highly attuned, and Spirit is saying that it's time to learn where you guys end and where your partner begins. So meaning set emotional boundaries, so that way your empathy and your sensitivity becomes your strength, not a burden to you. Okay, like I feel like don't lose yourself too much in your partner. Don't make your world about that partner. Still go out, hang out with your friends without your partner. Do your own thing, have your own hobbies. Don't lose yourself too much in your partner, and have like really strong emotional boundaries. Another thing I wanted to talk about here with the convention card, that's Venus in Capricorn, is, and I think this is the Venus in Gemini that we talked about before, but with Venus in Capricorn, what I'm getting is I feel like you guys might get into a serious relationship and a marriage with someone that you have either quite a bit of an age difference with. So this person could be a lot older than you, or maybe you could be a lot older than them, or like some type of age gap. Or this could be someone who is very influential. Either they're famous or influential, or it could be that they're from a family that's very like famous or like very influential or very wealthy. Somehow like there's some influence or fame or wealth going on here. I'm also getting like a little bit of an age gap. I'm also getting that like people might know them a lot, like know their name a lot or their family's name a lot. Somehow there's something with influence going on here. I feel like for some of you guys, again, the person you are going to be getting into a serious relationship with could also be someone that is not your usual type. This could be someone completely different, either from like a different culture or maybe just completely different personality, completely different look or style than you're used to. So I am getting that as well. But with the Nine of Cups here, I'm shook because the Nine of Cups is literally the wish fulfillment card. It's one of my most favorite cards. And because this wish fulfillment card is usually about like emotional satisfaction, dreams coming true, getting what you want, feeling at peace at the same time as well. So Spirit is saying that when you stop striving to earn love, earn someone's love, instead, if you start embodying love, like being confident, joyful, having self-worth, feeling like your heart's desires are already met and fulfilled, like you don't need anyone else, you don't need anything else, that is when this relationship is going to come in. This relationship that's meant for you is going to come in. And then, you know, the marriage and all of that, your happily ever after is going to come in. But, you know, Spirit is saying you don't have to chase it. You know, just know that it's meant for you and that it's coming and you already have everything that you need. So you don't have to chase it. It's going to naturally flow towards you because you already aligned with that energy where you don't need to chase. And then it's going to kind of come to you. So that's the big message I'm getting, you know, like we're going to pull tarot cards for you guys as well. But just to kind of summarize what we've kind of went over so far, basically be confident, okay, in new romantic situations or social situations. Even if it feels unfamiliar or like intimidating, be very confident. Fake it till you make it. Release any past issues and recognize like how strong you are and how resilient you are, and you can literally like make it through any hardship, and you have made it through a lot of hardships. Spirit is saying that, you know, stay grounded and remain open to changes. Visualize and live as if you already have everything you want, like fake it till you make it, manifestation, you know. And then finally with the Nine of Cups confirms that your wish will come true. It will. It's just a matter of timing and just getting yourself aligned and like kind of faking it till you make it, etc. So manifest this and it is coming. Let's pick a few tarot cards as well. Spirit, what messages do you have about pile number one's love life and future spouse and marriage? What messages do you have, Spirit? Okay, so this one wants to come out. We have the Ten of Wands. What messages or advice or guidance do you have, Spirit? Okay, we have the stars, so some optimism here. What messages do you guys have, Spirit? Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles. What messages, Spirit? Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords and we have the Ace of Cups. Wow. Okay guys, so this is crazy. So your cards show like a very meaningful journey. For example, it begins with like this emotional heaviness and ends with healing, self-worth, and a promise of real love with the Ace of Cups right here. So basically, if we start with the Ten of Wands here, I feel like you guys have been carrying too much burden on your shoulders regarding your love life. You know, I feel like a lot of emotional baggages from past relationships or fears of rejection or even just the pressure to find find someone, or like make it work when you find someone, or you know, if you're in a relationship, to try to just make it work. Like you're holding on a lot of pressure, and I feel like you feel very burdened by your love life, finding someone, and that whole process, that whole jazz. But Spirit is saying release the weight of your past. Okay, so you have to release the weight of your past so your heart can make room for something new. It's a lot to be carrying what you're carrying right now. And even with the Nine of Swords here, it shows like emotional exhaustion, you know, just thoughts that you've had around love making you feel very emotionally exhausted, and you know, maybe having fears of never finding someone who truly like sees you or respects you. And Spirit is saying that you are safe now. These thoughts are just echoes from the past, not predictions. I feel like, again, you guys have survived a lot of heartbreak, a lot of disappointment, and it's made you wiser and stronger, not weaker. Kind of like we saw with the Fly card, that you guys have like endured a lot of things that other people might not have like survived emotionally, but you guys are very, very resilient, and you are still capable of love. You deserve love, and it's going to happen. Like you're a survivor for a reason. With the Star here, I feel like this is your divine healing moment. Okay, Spirit is really, really telling you that you can heal all of this. The Star is kind of bringing renewed hope, you know, saying that your heart is in the process of healing, and very beautifully healing. You're entering a time when the universe is aligning you with someone that's going to reflect your inner light. But you know, Spirit is just saying that that person's coming. It's just you have to start believing that you deserve love. You have to start being very confident. Like I deserve the best love. I already have it. I'm amazing, you know, and that's how you're gonna manifest it. With the Four of Pentacles here, I feel like, again, you guys show a little bit of resistance to fully opening up. Like even if someone were to come into your life right now, someone really, really good, I feel like you guys do have your guard up a little bit. You are a little bit resistant. Like you've built emotional walls for yourself. You're protecting yourself because of what you've been through in the past. But you know, Spirit is saying that, especially through this chameleon spirit here, that act as if love is already safe. Act as if it's already safe, you're not going to get hurt again, and that you're ready for love, and that you trust that love is safe for you. Keep repeating that I am ready for love, and I trust that love is safe for me, and you're going to manifest it. It's going to come right in. I do see someone for you, especially with the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups here. It's a beautiful sign, guys, beautiful sign. So, you know, these two cards are really showing that emotional blessings and new beginnings and your wish fulfillment is coming to you guys. The Ace of Cups is a start of like a very beautiful and genuine love story. And the Ace of Cups often symbolizes soulmate connection. And especially with the Nine of Cups here, you know, it just kind of tells me that whatever your heart is desiring right now, whatever your wish is for like a relationship or marriage or your love life, is going to happen. It is going to come true. It will be fulfilled, and you are going to experience that type of love that's emotionally rich and safe and spiritual, and mutually, like both sides mutually being happy and it being fulfilling. So that is coming for you guys. But Spirit is saying, you know, there's certain things that you need to embody, like manifest that you already have it. Let go of this past fear regarding it. Sorry, I just hit the table. And it will come in. Okay, pile one, if any of this resonates, please leave me a comment below. I have to hear from pile number one, because this is a very deep message, and tell me if some of these things that Spirit is really, really trying to reiterate to you make sense. Like, does it resonate at all? Leave me a comment. I will be looking out for it. I read all of my comments. Okay, bye guys, see you next week. Hi guys, pile number two, you guys chose the Rose Quartz and the dog. So today we're asking the question, what messages does your spirit guides have for you regarding your love life? Okay, so regarding your love life, your future spouse, your next serious relationship. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because I noticed that a lot of people don't listen to, or don't watch, I mean, my videos about, you know, healing and shadow work and messages from spirits or messages from your guides and universe. But instead, a lot of my love videos and marriage, you know, and future spouse videos get watched. And I think it's because because a lot of people might not know that you have to do healing work and shadow work in order to meet your future spouse and to meet a stable relationship. So it is very important that you guys do watch all those videos about, you know, like shadow work and healing and messages that, you know, the universe has for you, messages that spirit has for you, because that will help you heal. And that way the universe won't send you these kind of repeating patterns when it comes to your love life, and you can meet someone that's stable and your future spouse sooner, you know. So that's why I kind of wanted to do this video, and also we're going to get some information about your, you know, next serious relationship as well. So with the decision card, well, you guys chose the dog, but I kind of want to start with the decision card here. Actually, I feel like I want to start with, yeah, I'd say let's start with the decision card. So with this card, guys, you have Mars in Gemini. This energy here is very quick, clever, and mentally alert. I feel like Spirit is showing you that in your love life, you're someone who analyzes questions and often overthinks. You know, like when you're in a relationship or even in general regarding your love life, I feel like maybe you guys do overthink a little bit. You do kind of overanalyze or ask a lot of questions. Maybe you overthink what this relationship means or where it's heading, or the future, what's happening in the future regarding your love life, or, you know, like you guys kind of overthink it. And you have a very sharp intuition. I feel like you guys, pile number 2, is very intelligent. But sometimes that intelligence and brilliance can make you second guess what your heart is telling you. So like, what your heart is telling you about someone, or what your heart is telling you about a situation in your love life, I feel like it can make you kind of overthink it. It's like what your gut is telling you. And Spirit is saying that right now you're at a turning point when it comes to your love life. This is a moment where you'll need to make conscious choices about how you want to move forward now in your love life. And this card is kind of encouraging you to not act out of like impulse or pressure when it comes to your love life, but act out of your clarity, you know? So don't be pressured, don't be impulsive when it comes to your love life. Act out of clarity, don't rush, kind of take your time, because in love, speed isn't the goal. In your love life, you have to be aligned, you know? So, you know, trust your intuition, trust what your gut is telling you, don't be impulsive and don't rush. And there's another message here, guys, that kind of comes out with the hummingbird. So, you know, hummingbird goes from flower to flower to flower. You know, it's drinking the nectar of the flower. There's a message here, guys, where it says be here now, where I feel like my pile number 2 is you might be going from either relationship to relationship to relationship, or something like that. So for example, with this card, Spirit is asking you not to rush and not to go from one emotional flower to another emotional flower to another emotional flower. It's kind of asking for you to, you know, yeah, I mean, the message is, yeah, you know, not to rush from one emotional flower to another emotional flower, whether that is thinking about what could be, or whether that's comparing yourself to others, or whether that's you replaying, you know, the past relationships and the hurt you've gone through. So the message here is that love is going to bloom in your life when you become fully present with yourself, and you know, when you feel like you don't have to chase like the next best thing, or wonder if something better is coming, or when is the next best thing coming. You know, the Spirit is saying that the sweetness and that excitement that you are searching for is already within you. You already have it. All you have to do is slow down to taste it. So there's a repeat message here of slowing down, savoring what is right in front of you, enjoy what is right in front of you, instead of looking at, okay, what's happening next, what's happening next, what's the next best thing. You know, Spirit is saying not to rush, not to be impulsive, and don't move on quickly to the next thing or the next person. I'm not sure why that message came out for you guys, but if it resonates, please leave me a comment. I'm curious to hear from you, pile 2. But with this dog card right here, this card, you know, like dogs, I love dogs, guys. I'm like totally a dog person. This dog, it symbolizes loyalty, unconditional love, and companionship. This is such a heartwarming message because it speaks of your capacity to love deeply. You know, I know my pile number 2s love very deeply. You guys protect fiercely, and you stand by people, you know, in your love life or even your family and friends. You stand with them through thick and thin. And but this is also a gentle reminder to let love stand by you too. Okay? And I feel like you guys have been like the loyal one, the dependable one, but now Spirit is asking you and Spirit is guiding you to, actually Spirit is guiding you guys towards someone who will mirror that loyalty back to you. So you guys are going to be meeting someone that's going to mirror that loyalty and that protectiveness back to you, because you've been doing that with others. And I think you guys are wondering, when am I going to meet that person that will also kind of protect me and be loyal back to me? And Spirit is saying that person is coming. Your future spouse is going to be very emotionally safe, steady, and grounded and loyal. They're going to be a really good companion. This is a kind of partner who doesn't just love you in the moments that are good, but just all the time, even in the imperfect moments, even in the perfect moments. So I feel like that is what you guys are looking for, and that is coming. I also want to say, guys, with the Page of Daggers, and we are going to pull a lot more tarot cards soon, but with the Page of Daggers, it shows that your love story begins with curiosity, communication, mental stimulation. There's someone coming in for you guys who does connect with you through words, like someone who wants to know everything about you, but it also points to a phase of observation. Like, for example, you guys might still be learning about what kind of love feels authentic to you. I think you guys have experienced stuff in the past where you felt like you were kind of fooled by love. So you guys are still kind of learning like what that feels like. Spirit is saying, please stay open, keep learning, and do not overanalyze every gesture, every conversation. So for example, if you guys do meet someone, Spirit is asking you to kind of don't overanalyze it, don't overthink it, don't overanalyze like every text they send you, every conversation, every gesture they make, because sometimes love grows, you know, kind of more in silence. I don't know how to describe that, but for some reason Spirit is saying like love grows in when it's not being too bombarded, more in silence. That's what I'm getting. But with the Chariot, guys, so the Chariot is reversed here. This is a very important message. This card shows that you know, my pile number 2s might sometimes try to control the direction of your love life. For example, really wanting answers, wanting timelines or outcomes before you even feel ready. So Spirit is asking you to surrender the need for control. Like, let love unfold naturally. Don't force it. Don't force the momentum. Because when the Chariot is reversed, it often kind of means that, you know, it's often because you're meant to pause, kind of realign, find emotional balance within you before the universe can accelerate you towards this next chapter in love, and right before you meet this new person that is kind of coming up, you know, someone who's very loyal and stable that I am seeing coming. So Spirit is just saying, you know, you're meant to pause, kind of look within, calm down, slow down, you know, don't become too obsessive on what's coming up next. You know, stop chasing, start allowing, stop controlling, start trusting, stop proving, start receiving is what Spirit wants me to tell you. So again, stop chasing, start allowing, stop proving, start receiving, stop controlling, start trusting is what the universe really, really wants you to hear. You know, like, make decisions from your heart, not your fears. Be in the present. For example, this hummingbird spirit, be here now. So be in the present, not in the past, not in the future. And trust that what is meant for you is going to come. You know, you won't need to chase anything. So that's what I'm getting. Let's pull your tarot cards now. Okay, so Spirit, what else can you tell me for pile number 2? What can you tell me about their love life, their future spouse, and marriage? Please give me more information. Ooh, the Empress. Okay. Okay, we have the moon in reverse. Okay, what can you tell me, Spirit? I'm shook at the Empress coming out, guys. Shook. And the fact that that was a first card. Ooh, okay, so hold on. We have this one, and then one of them just fell on the floor. Hold on, I'll grab that soon. I'm just gonna keep shuffling. Okay, what else can you tell me? I think it's the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay, this one wanted to come out. Two of Swords in reverse is on the floor. So let me grab that. Okay, guys, let's start with the Empress. Okay, so this shows me that you guys are really stepping into your feminine, divine feminine energy. And again, guys, it doesn't matter if the person watching this is male, female, or whatever you identify with. These are just talking about energies. So typically this is a very nurturing, magnetic, kind of ready to receive love type of energy, and instead of chasing it. So the Empress, you know, receives love, doesn't chase it. So you guys are definitely starting to embody this. Spirit is reminding you that you don't have to prove your worth to anyone. Your presence alone attracts what is meant for you. You are entering a period of emotional abundance and self-love, and that is going to naturally draw your future spouse closer to you. So I think you guys are going to start embodying this. With the moon reversed, it shows that clarity is on its way. So for example, you know, you guys are finally beginning to see through illusions, and I feel like this is something that Spirit kind of said in one of these cards up here. I can't remember which card it was, to kind of that you guys are very intelligent and you have a very strong intuition, but your overthinking kind of gets in the way. So this card right here is kind of there to show you that you're finally beginning to see through the illusions, and maybe even through people's intentions, or even through your own fears about love. So that is happening for you guys with this card right here. So the confusion that once clouded your heart is lifting, and I feel like truth is kind of coming through. This can feel kind of uncomfortable at worst, but this is what is necessary. So basically Spirit is saying, trust what is being revealed to you. It's freeing. It's not going to hurt you. Okay. With the Knight of Swords here, I feel like this is very fast moving energy around communication. So someone might rush in with words or confessions, but Spirit wants to warn you not to get too swept up too quickly, okay? Because before you meet your future spouse, I think there are going to be some people kind of coming in, and Spirit is saying that don't get swept up too quickly. Really kind of read through their BS, you know, like call them out. So that is coming through, and especially with the Decision card and the Hummingbird card, these are both emphasizing slowing down, thinking things through. Not every strong emotion means it's the right time to act, okay? So people are going to come in, they're going to give you these amazing words, you're going to want to get swept up in it, your emotions are going to come out, but that doesn't mean that person's for you, because you need to judge, are those words even real? So Spirit is just asking you, don't get swept up, because your future spouse, the person who's meant for you, is coming. There are going to be a few people before that person comes. You know, they might be very short-lived, because Spirit is, you know, kind of showing me here that I think that, you know, you are embodying your Empress energy, and I think you're not going to get swept up. So that's a strong message kind of coming through for you guys. There's also a message here with the Three of Swords that, you know, your heart has been through disappointment and betrayal in the past, and Spirit wants to validate that pain for you. That wasn't imagined, that wasn't like wasted time. That heartbreak is a teacher that the universe sent, because it's going to help you grow, and plus you needed to go through this heartbreak to get you ready for your future spouse, you know, because the Spirit wants you to be healthy, emotionally mature, aligned before your future spouse comes in. So this had to happen. But this is yeah, so this kind of had to happen. But with the Two of Swords in reverse, I feel like you guys are no longer stuck. Yeah, so with the Two of Swords, you guys are, it's reversed. So you guys are no longer stuck. So you guys are no longer going to be choosing like blindness over the truth. I feel like you guys are going to be using your intuition more, and finally see things clearly and make decisions that honor your peace instead of like going with your fears. So I feel like all of these cards together tell me that your future spouse is coming into your life after this phase of like inner clarity and emotional release. I feel like once once you guys stop running from your intuition or your own truth and stop holding on to people who can't like meet you at your depth, that's when the universe is finally going to align you with someone who does. So I do see someone coming in for you guys, someone who's emotionally loyal, someone communicative, someone ready to grow besides you. So I feel like you guys are ready to step out of the confusion. You guys are becoming more empowered. I feel like the universe is guiding you towards a relationship built on trust, emotional safety. Spirit is kind of telling you, you know, a little summary is like, let go of control, be present in your now, choose peace over confusion, and trust that love is on its way. Someone really good is on its way. You're not losing anything, okay? You're making space for what is meant to come for you, okay? So that's what I'm seeing, guys. If pile 2 resonates at all, please leave me a comment below. I read all of my comments, so I will be looking for pile number 2, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, y'all. Hey guys, pile number 3, this is your reading. So what we're asking today is, what messages or guidance or advice does your spirit guides have for your love life and about meeting your future spouse? I know a lot of, you guys worry about that, like when are you going to meet the one? And so I just wanted some advice and, to see what messages Spirit has about that. So let's get started. So you guys have, well, first of all, you guys chose the rainbow fluorite. I love the rainbow fluorite. It's so pretty. So you guys have the butterfly as one of your cards, okay? So butterfly usually indicates change, transforming. So we'll see what messages come through. And then we have the 4 of Cups, okay? And we're gonna pick more, I'm gonna be shuffling some tarot cards on camera, so we'll get to that after we go through these. But you guys have endurance with the Sun in Scorpio. And then you guys have the Cow Spirit. Okay, interesting. So let's start with the butterfly. So this card can represent change, transformation. Butterflies are always seen as beautiful and graceful. So this card shows that you guys might be in the middle of like a major emotional or some type of spiritual transformation. I feel like you guys are definitely not the same person right now that you were a year ago. The kind of love that you're ready for now is different than what you were ready for a year ago. I feel like you guys have grown so much, you've changed so much. So the type of love that maybe you used to accept, or maybe that you used to want, or whatever image you had, is definitely different now than even like just a year ago. So I feel like you guys are releasing old relationship patterns. I can't talk, guys. I feel like you guys are releasing old relationship patterns, okay? Any patterns that you felt like you saw repeating in your life with, previous partners, or who you went for, or how you approached your love life, or, people you're interested in, etc. I feel like you're releasing that old pattern. You're stepping into a lot more of an authentic version of yourself, the version of yourself that knows what they want now. I feel like you guys are being guided towards a love story that matches this growth that you've gone through within like a year. Like even compared to last year. So I feel like this card is kind of letting you know that your future spouse is going to be connected to your evolution, emotionally, spiritually, So I feel like as you guys heal and as you guys elevate and really kind of look within yourself and do some shadow work, and you become more aligned, then you will, become more and more aligned with meeting your future spouse and someone who loves you for exactly this person that you guys are becoming. And I feel like, with the Sun in Scorpio, even this card right here, like look at how like this person is trying to tame this lion, or like, yeah, they're trying to like restrain the lion or calm the lion down. That's what it looks like. And this card reminds me of the Sun card. Not the Sun card. The Strength card in tarot. Like basically, I feel like you guys are becoming more confident. I feel like any, issues that you've had, anything that, you felt like was not good, what do I mean by that? Like, for example, you know, any patterns or anything about yourself that you felt like was an issue in the past when it comes to your love life or relationships. I feel like you guys are trying to tame that. You're trying to tame that part. You're trying to heal it. You're trying to, you know, kind of transform that energy into something better and kind of move on. So that's the vibe I'm getting here. So I feel like you guys are becoming more confident in yourself as well. So, but with this endurance card, I feel like this card kind of shows like the emotional battles that you guys have been through. I feel like you've had to be really strong and patient and resilient in your past connections. Sometimes stronger than you've needed to be, you know? So guys, I feel like you guys have been through a lot, and I feel like the endurance and like the, yeah, the endurance, the, you know, you being able to push through all the hardships that you have shown, I feel like this has kind of changed your desires. Again, like over from just even like a year ago, I feel like you know what real love feels like and what real love doesn't feel like. So you know what to look for now. So I feel like this card is kind of saying that you guys are leaving behind relationships that kind of drained you. I feel like you guys are no longer meant to like struggle in your connections or any future connection. And I feel like your next partner is going to meet you with, you know, equal emotional depth, equal emotional maturity, and it's going to be someone who's aligned with your new self now from like the work that you've been doing. So keep doing the work, guys. Also, I feel like this endurance card kind of points to like a period of personal, you know, growth, like a really powerful personal growth, I feel like is what you're going through right now. And I feel like that's what this card points to. I feel like your strength is becoming, you know, like insane. I feel like you guys are getting stronger and stronger. You guys are becoming more confident, like I said. And I feel like your future spouse will be someone who respects and matches that strength and that work that you've done. Yeah. And what I'm seeing with the cow spirit, where it says the miracles are endless, I feel like this is a really beautiful message, guys. Cow spirit is telling you that you guys are entering a season of your life where love is going to flow more easily to you. And again, this is because of the work you've been doing. I feel, you know, the spirit wants to tell you that you guys are not behind. You haven't missed your chance. The universe is just aligning blessings in your relationship. So they're aligning things to where your relationship will be the most healthy and stable. I feel like you guys are right now being guided to keep nourishing yourself, like mentally, emotionally, physically. Keep reconnecting with what brings you joy the most. You know, keep focusing on yourself, doing what makes you happy. You know, allow things like blessings and abundance and things like that into your life. You know, don't doubt those things. Just kind of accept it with confidence. Like, yes, I deserve this. And I feel like the more you guys pour into yourself, the more that your love life is going to get even better. And, you know, I remember people used to tell me that, you know, like when I was dating and I was having like a horrible time in my dating life, people used to say, oh, you need to just love yourself. You know, the minute you start loving yourself and respecting yourself and pouring into yourself is when you're going to meet the one, you know? And I was like, what does that mean? Like, what does love yourself mean? Like, people used to say, you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself. I'm like, what does that mean? And I think, you know, now I find out, like, I now know what that means. And that means when you really care about yourself, like you really care about your body, you care about your mind, you care about your feelings, you care about your emotional boundaries, and you respect yourself, meaning you know, you're taking care of yourself, you're giving yourself vitamins, you're nourishing yourself, not because you have to and you're being forced to, because you want to. You love yourself, you want your body that's worked so hard for you to feel amazing. You know, like even like mental health wise, you know, like doing things that make you feel good, saying no to people that you really don't want to hang out with, and you're not, you know, and you're not afraid to say no because you're not a people pleaser anymore, like things like that, like really caring about yourself, but also doing what makes you happy. Like, for example, you know, focusing on yourself, go to that art class or cooking class that you've been wanting to do, paint, you know, go, if you like painting, you know, start painting and doing fun things by yourself, like things like that. And I'm telling you guys, the minute you start doing that and focusing on yourself is when, you know, someone that's aligned with you and that energy is going to come in. So I think that's what people mean But yeah, guys, so, again, the more you pour into yourself, the more your love life is going to bloom. And I feel like this card right here is basically saying that your future spouse is a part of a miracle that's in motion, okay? It's not here yet, but it is in motion. It's arriving, so just keep working on yourself. And now for the tarot card, and we're going to pull more tarot cards soon, but for the Four of Cups, I feel like this shows that you guys might be feeling a little bit emotionally tired, or maybe you just feel numb or uninterested, in what's being offered to you right now. Maybe that's regarding your love life or dating or something, or just in general. Maybe you're like, I give up. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like, I'm just so disappointed. I'm exhausted. I feel numb. I'm not interested, and this could have been because of past disappointments in your life, or past, emotional exhaustion in your relationships, past disappointments in your relationships. I feel like this might have created a little bit of a wall around your heart, and this doesn't mean that you guys are blocked from receiving love or anything like that. It does not mean that. It just means that you guys are healing still, okay? You guys are still healing, and your spirit guides want you to know that a new love opportunity, and maybe even like the first step towards your future spouse is coming. So it's approaching very, very soon. I feel like this is going to come very quietly, maybe subtly, during a time when you're distracted. And, they always say that, you're the love of your life, or like your future spouse or whatever, someone really good comes into your life when you least expect it. And so I feel like that's going to be the case for you guys. So don't overlook what's being offered to you right now in your love life, like out of fear or out of just emotional exhaustion. Spirit is saying, like, give it a chance. It will help you heal. And the Spirit is also saying to just open your heart just a little more, not out of pressure, but just a little more out of faith, that the transformation and the healing that you're doing is going to lead you to your future spouse, and it is going to lead you somewhere very meaningful. So, but yeah, basically, I feel like you guys are transforming. You guys are kind of healing, and I feel like you guys are entering a season of blessings and like a lot of abundance when it comes to your love life. And Spirit is asking you guys to keep remaining open to new opportunities that Spirit is sending you. I know you guys are like just exhausted and tired, and maybe you don't like anyone that, keeps coming your way, but Spirit is saying remain open. I feel like when your future spouse arrives, basically your future spouse is going to arrive when you are, when you love yourself, when you're fully connected to yourself, you're grounded in your growth, you guys are emotionally open, and you're healing. And I feel like that's when they're going to come in. They're going to come in when you least expect it. Oh my God, guys, I don't know what happened. This whole time I was talking and I was shuffling, cards on the video and talking, and then I realized it's not even recording. So I thought it was recording and it's not. But so far, these 3 tarot cards came out. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's pull some more. But what I was saying until I realized that I was like, it wasn't even recording, is that I know a lot of people love watching the love reading videos. About like what's going to happen next in your love life, or like, when are you going to meet your future spouse. But I do want to say that the videos, like, how you see those videos about messages from your spirit guides, or, what shadow work or healing do you need to do, and important messages for you. Those are really important videos to watch, because that will help you heal. And the sooner you heal and the sooner you realize any relationship patterns, that's when your future spouse is actually going to come in, is when you do the shadow work and you do the healing work. Okay, so let's look at what messages we have here. Okay, so let's go over the tarot cards. By the way, I'm so sorry if the video's weird and choppy. For some reason, my camera just keeps turning off by itself, and this has never happened to me before. It has enough battery. Anyways, I apologize. So with the Chariot in reverse, it looks like you guys are stuck between healing and moving forward. Right now, the energy around your love life kind of feels like stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. And a part of you wants to move forward and open up and meet your future spouse, but I feel like there's another part of you that's just exhausted, kind of like we talked about with the Four of Cups here. Like you guys are, you know, emotionally exhausted and just tired of this. And so, you know, like that's the other part that I feel like is maybe holding you back a little bit. And again, this is not failure on your part or anything like that. This is totally normal for you to feel. I feel like your soul is slowing you down on purpose, you know, so that way you don't repeat old patterns and you can take that time to kind of heal and work through, you know, things that have happened in the past. I feel like with the Magician here, Spirit is telling you, guys, that you can manifest your future spouse. I feel like you guys are already kind of doing it. Your desires are very, very powerful right now. And, you know, you already have everything you need. Like you guys already have clarity. You guys already have intuition. You guys already have experience. You guys have emotional wisdom. So the universe is kind of responding to your energy. Your future spouse is not someone random. Your future spouse is part of what you guys are actively calling in and actively manifesting. And as you heal, you're going to be aligned with them. So basically, you know, your focus creates your future. So be mindful of what you guys are giving your emotional energy to, but you guys are actively manifesting. With the Star reversed here, I feel like, you know, again, I know I keep saying this and you guys are probably going to roll your eyes at me, but healing is the missing piece here. I feel like you guys are closer to emotional fulfillment than you think. You know, but with the Star reversed, I feel like there's still a wound or some past disappointment that kind of dims your hope sometimes. And your spirit guides are saying that your hope is not gone. It is slowly being rebuilt. So keep faith that everything's going to be okay. And I actually feel like this is the final emotional block that you're going to kind of heal from and go through before you become aligned with your life partner. So it's very, very close for you guys. And with the Six of Wands, you will be very, very successful in love. This card is reassurance that you are not meant to struggle alone. You're not meant to be alone. The Six of Wands usually means like victory, recognition, admiration, and being chosen, being respected, being looked up to. So your future spouse, you know, will see you very clearly and proudly. They will celebrate you, they will uplift you, and they will stand by you. This is a very beautiful relationship, and this card suggests that a successful love story is coming after you release what is keeping you stuck. Okay, and it looks like it's just kind of fears, some fear and you know, some past disappointment that is kind of keeping you guys stuck a little bit. And with the Judgment card here, this is kind of showing me that a major awakening is happening in your love life. And the Judgment is a major arcana, same with the Magician, so this is huge. So Judgment is saying that you guys are going through a spiritual awakening, and this spiritual awakening specifically seems to be around your relationships, like your love life. So there's some type of spiritual awakening going on regarding your love life, and you guys are being called into a higher version of love. And I think it's because of this kind of work that you guys are doing. Again, continue doing it. Something major is shifting in your life, and this is either your standards have shifted, or your clarity has shifted, or maybe even your sense of self-worth or your sense of self-love has shifted or is shifting. And that is what is going to bring your or it's going to elevate your love life and bring someone in that is meant to be a life partner and not just a little karmic kind of situation that keeps repeating. So, you know, I feel like you guys will be meeting someone fated, and, you know, this karmic cycle or these kind of relationship patterns are going to be ending. And I feel like you guys are going to be stepping into a relationship that aligns with your soul path. And I feel like your future spouse, once they come in, is going to feel like a major realization, or like you're going to know right off the bat that they were the one, because you will have done the work. So, you know, the universe is going to bring you guys both into alignment. So, and finally, with the Four of Pentacles in reversed, you know, you guys are finally ready to let go. Again, I feel like some of you guys are still holding on to like past disappointments and are not, and still kind of have your guard up, and maybe you're not quite ready to kind of put that down yet. But I feel like you guys are kind of healing. You guys are doing the work, and I think very soon, if not now, you guys are going to finally be ready to let go. Okay, so you're finally going to be ready to let go. This card is talking about loosening your grip. So loosening your grip on fears, on control, on old you know, hurt that you've gone through, on old disappointments that you've gone through, on past relationships, on limiting beliefs. You guys are finally going to be letting that go. You're going to be loosening your grip. You know, those things are not going to have control over you anymore. You guys are learning to open your heart without losing your boundaries. And so basically this card is kind of saying, you know, let go of what no longer supports your growth and make space for the person that does. So that's what I'm seeing here. And, you know, yeah, guys, I feel like a new love opportunity is close, you know? I feel like, again, your emotional state right now is like you're tired, you're emotionally exhausted, you're kind of withdrawn. You guys might have your guard up a little bit. You might even be feeling a little bit uninterested in dating or relationships, or like a little bit disconnected, but you guys are healing, okay? So you're not, there's nothing wrong with that. This is normal after what you've been through. You guys are healing, and the universe is going to be offering you a new connection, a new spark, a new chapter that's going to come as you keep healing. So yeah, Spirit is saying don't miss any new opportunities, because, you know, just because they don't like immediately fit your old expectations, don't let any past wounds kind of numb you to future blessings. And again, I feel like your future spouse might come in kind of quietly, not loudly. So it's going to be when you least expect it, is what I'm getting. But yeah, guys, wow. So let me know in the comment section if any of this resonated. Pile 3, I'm going to be looking for pile 3 in my comment section. I really want to know if any of this resonated. And so let me know, and I read all of my comments, okay? So I will see you guys next week. Bye, y'all. Hey, pile 4, so you guys chose the Pyrite. I'll put that here, and you guys chose the Jaguar card. So what the question we're asking is, I'm asking the universe and your guides, what messages, guidance, or advice about your love life or about meeting your future spouse do they have for you? The reason why I decided to do this is because, you know, I noticed a lot of people love watching like the, you know, future spouse videos and love life videos, but not a lot of people, or like not as many, like to watch the ones where it says, you know, messages from your spirit guide, or messages from the universe, or, you know, how to heal yourself, and what shadow work do you need to do. And I wanted to say that it's really, really important that you guys also watch those videos for, you know, from everyone, because in order to meet your future spouse or your future, you know, person, you have to heal and do the shadow work first. Otherwise it's just going to be a mess, and you're going to keep repeating the same patterns. You know, we've all gone through that. I've gone through that. It's awful. You know, but it took me a while. I had to do a lot of therapy and healing work and shadow work and all that stuff to finally kind of break the pattern that I kept repeating in my love life. So it's very important. But anyways, guys, let's start and see what's going to happen in your love life. You know, what does the universe see? What messages your guides have? So you guys chose the Jaguar. And the Jaguar, so, you know, Jaguars are ferocious, right? They're ferocious, and they also have this like beautiful kind of pattern on them. So with this card right here, when this card shows up, typically it means that you guys are being guided to fully step into your strength. And in your love life, this card showing up can also mean that you guys are starting to see certain patterns that maybe you have been repeating in your love life. And these could be patterns that are both good or bad, you know, and you guys are seeing this now with more clarity. It's like you guys are becoming aware of like what you truly want in a partner. I feel like you guys are becoming aware of what no longer resonates with you, and how your past experiences have shaped what you look for today in a partner. So this card is kind of telling you guys that you're not meant to sit back and wait anymore. I feel like this is your time to lead in your love life, and to be very courageous and lead and go into your love life with a lot of intention, okay? Being very, very specific about what you want in your future partner, in your life partner. You know, what are things that are non-negotiable? What are things that you are okay with? And really, really kind of, you know, looking into that. So basically, like being very intentional about your love life, you know, not just like, you know, dating to date, but really like doing your research. Like, is this person going to be a good fit for me? What are things that I can accept? What are things I can't accept, you know? So that's kind of the message that is coming up here right now. And the other thing this card is kind of saying is, you know, trust your instincts and take initiative when something feels right, and then walk away very courageously and boldly when something feels off. You know, don't be afraid of doing that. And I'm also getting that your future spouse will be someone who really respects you and really admires your strength. I feel like you guys are very strong and you're only becoming stronger. I feel like your future spouse is going to be attracted to your newfound confidence, your independence, and how intelligent you are. Another thing or like message that's coming through from this card is that go after what you want. Just like a jaguar, they go after what they want. And actually this one, like you can tell from the picture, this one's like hunting for something. This one's hunting for something. It's on the prowl for something. So, you know, this card is kind of telling me, go after what you want. You know, don't play small. You're meant to take the lead, just like this jaguar. You're meant to very courageously and ferociously go after what you want, and things that you don't want, you know, just like a very courageous jaguar, you're going to kind of walk away from it. And so that's kind of the big message I'm getting here. Now for the starfish spirit, and this is such a beautiful message, guys. It says open to infinite possibility. So the starfish spirit card is telling you that your love life is far more interesting and far larger and with a lot more possibilities than you guys even realize. I feel like you guys might think you know the type of person you'll end up with, but Spirit is saying your future spouse might not fit the expectations that you've held before. So this is going to be someone who is different than the types that you've been with in the past, or even the person that you're imagining in your head. I feel like this person is going to be different. But this card invites you to kind of open your heart to different kinds of people, open your heart to different kinds of possibilities, yeah, so open your heart to different kinds of people, open your heart to different kind of possibilities, and allow love to show up in unexpected ways. And also release any limiting beliefs around timelines, or like if you have a type, you know, if you have a certain timeline, or if you've had, you know, any past disappointments, you know, don't let all of that stuff get in your head. So Spirit is saying be a little bit more flexible, you know. Like for example, here's a good example I can give you. I have a friend who has a type, you know, like in quotations, has a type. So she's always stuck with that type. That's what she's attracted to. Always stuck with that type, you know, always dated that type over and over and over, and she's gotten hurt. And yeah, has gotten very badly hurt over and over and over. So you know, like I feel like if she kind of maybe opens her mind to different types, you know, she could have better success or better possibility in dating and finding, you know, the one. So that's kind of the example that I'm giving you here. So yeah, so basically, you know, be a little more open-minded, I mean, and open your heart to different kinds of people, and all of that. You know, if you have a type, or if you have a certain timeline in your mind, Spirit is saying to kind of be flexible and kind of let go of that if you can. But Spirit does have a message saying that your soulmate connection is going to feel very, very lucky. You know, something that unfolds very naturally once you kind of like maybe soften your expectations a little bit, soften your type, you know, or like certain expectations you have in your mind, and then, you know, Spirit is going to surprise you. This card also reminds you that, you know, or also wants to remind you that your life partner may be beyond what you've ever imagined. So let the universe show you something bigger. You know, be flexible, be open-minded, let the universe surprise you is the message here. And with the Sun in Gemini card here with versatility, this card kind of shows that, you know, communication, flexibility, and like, you know, you being kind of emotionally adaptable and a little more flexible is essential to your next to the chapter in love that you're going to be entering. Okay, so to your next chapter in love, I feel like there's a repeat message here to be flexible, work on communication and be a little more flexible or adaptable emotionally as well. And that's going to be very important to your love life. So, your spirit is kind of asking you guys to keep an open mind, allow conversations to flow, try to meet new people, put yourself out there, try new experiences, try to meet new people, be willing to explore options that you haven't really explored before. Don't kind of lock yourself into very rigid expectations is what Spirit is saying. So basically there's a message here, guys, that if you put yourself out there more, like maybe meet new people, and this could even be like, for example, I don't know if you guys heard of the app Meetup, or like even like, there's a bunch of like finding your best friend apps online and all of that. Not really dating apps. So I'm not really talking about dating apps, but like, meetup apps where I think a group of people go and do like a fun activity or something adventurous. It seems intimidating. I know I'm kind of an introvert, so that's kind of intimidating to me to like meet up with a group of strangers. But, like trying new things like that, Spirit is saying that you will meet someone, kind of putting yourself out there, trying new things, being a little more adventurous. I know it's intimidating, but you can actually meet someone very, very, someone who's meant to go that distance with you. There is a message here from Spirit that, putting yourself out there and also kind of being in a lot more social interactions is going to help you align and meet your future spouse. So, this could be like even meeting someone through friends, going to a social gathering, or like I said, that meetup app I was talking about, where like a group of strangers kind of meet up and like do things together, like go bowling or go hiking, a conversation, with the stranger that could spark something unexpectedly, or even like, it could even be through like online. Actually, I'm getting that too. I know I keep saying putting yourself out there, but I just got a message that this could even be through like online, like maybe you're chatting with someone sliding in your DMs or something like that is coming up here. But the main message with this card, guys, is, and what Spirit really wants to drive home to you is, don't limit yourself to just one path. Be a lot more flexible, don't be so rigid, be a lot more open-minded than you have in the past. And, your future spouse could come through a variety of connections or conversations or opportunities. So, your flexibility will lead you directly to the person that matches that same energy as you, okay? I want to go to this card, guys. I was shook when I saw this. This is a friggin' 10 of Cups, probably one of the best cards in tarot. And, usually the 10 of Cups means like emotional fulfillment, a lasting love, like your, a family, your future family. So this is one of the most beautiful cards. And so the 10 of Cups is telling us here that you guys will have your happily ever after. Do not lose hope, pile 4. You will have your happily ever after. You will build a very peaceful, emotionally fulfilling life with your future spouse. This connection will feel like home, and this person is going to be your family. Your relationship is going to be very emotionally mature. It's going to be long lasting. It's going to feel very safe to you. And this card does show a future marriage or a long-term committed relationship that brings a lot of emotional stability, joy, and peace. So, I feel like this card is basically saying, and what your spirit wants to tell you is that you guys are on the right path. Everything that you're doing right now is helping you grow, helping you heal, helping you stay open to love. And this is going to lead you exactly where you're meant to be with this, future spouse, your family, and this harmony right here. So you are, you will have your happily ever after, and you are going to have a beautiful family in the future. That is 100% coming. You have one of the most beautiful cards in love, like right here. That's freaking wild. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards. So I'm gonna shuffle some on camera here. Spirit, can you please tell me or give me more messages that pile 4 needs to hear? What? Ooh, okay, hold on. We have a card here. Okay, so we have the 2 of Swords. We have the 2 of Cups. Okay. Okay, so we have a few more here. Oops. Okay, I just like literally messed everything up here. Okay, so we have the Tower in reverse. Okay. I like that it's in reverse. Okay. Spirit, what else can you tell me? What else does pile number 4 need to know about their love life and future spouse? What does pile 4 need to know, Spirit? Okay, so we have 2 here. So we have this 9 of Wands, and then we have a 2 of Wands right after each other. Okay. And let's get one more. Oh, wait, hold up. I see a 9 of Swords here. I'll take it. It was staring right at me. Okay. Okay, guys. So with the 4 of Swords, what I'm seeing here is that Spirit is asking you guys to maybe pause, take a deep breath, let your heart recover. I feel like you guys have been carrying some emotional heaviness. This could be just overthinking about your future or having certain fears about your future, maybe a little bit of stress. But, you know, Spirit is saying that you guys are still healing, and you know, you needing to rest is very important for you, because you know this, yeah, you needing to rest and kind of take a mental and emotional break that you need is what is necessary before the right partner enters your life. For some reason it was very hard for me to say. Yeah, because I feel like your future spouse is going to arrive into your life when you're a little bit more peaceful and well rested inside. And that's when it's gonna happen. So Spirit is saying, hey, if you need a mental break, you need a physical break, and you feel like you need to rest and kind of heal and, you know, do some inner work, you know, do it. With the 2 of Cups here, I'm shook that you have the freaking 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups all in the same reading, like holy crap. So with the 2 of Cups, this is one of the strongest soulmate cards in tarot, guys. So the 2 of Cups says that your future spouse is a true mutual balanced partner. They will always meet you halfway. You will feel very seen by them. You will feel very chosen by them. You will feel emotionally safe. Your love life is going to be very peaceful with them. And this is no longer like the next person coming into your life, guys. It's not going to be someone that you're going to have to chase, someone that's going to be like, you know, who's not going to give you the equal amount of love back, someone who will ghost you and etc. That's not what this is. This is an equal, peaceful, harmonious, and beautiful connection. And again, with the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups here together, this is 100% a soulmate marriage combination right here. So I am freaking shook, guys. Wow. So yeah, guys, so your future spouse is coming, okay? You just need a little more healing, a little bit of rest, you know, to let go of some of that emotional exhaustion and kind of that fear and stress that you're feeling. With the Tower in reverse, anytime I see the Tower personally in my readings, I freak out, you know, but this is in reverse. So this is actually a good thing. So, you know, what this Tower in reverse means is that your past relationships that brought you like a lot of pain, a lot of shock, or a lot of abrupt endings in your life in the past, you're no longer in that energy. I feel like you've already cleared that out. So your old wounds are being released. I feel like emotional patterns that you've had, or maybe patterns in your love life that you've had, are being released, and they're being, you know, you're kind of like doing away with them. Stability is forming where chaos used to be, okay? So I feel like you guys used to be in your previous relationships, it used to be like the Tower upright, but now it's, now it's reversing. So the Tower is reversing. So meaning that, you know, you're no longer going to be living in that chaos when it comes to your love life. Like a lot more peace is coming into your love life and into your next relationship. And with the 2 of Wands here, it looks like you're planning your future or opening your horizon. I feel like you guys are standing at a point where you're kind of imagining like a different future for yourself. And if you're not imagining a different future for yourself, maybe this is what Spirit was talking about here, where it wants you to be more open-minded and more flexible and try to imagine a different future for yourself. You know, not kind of stick to the same kind of vision you've been having that's kind of maybe, you know, screwed you over in the past when it comes comes to previous relationships. But, you know, this card is saying that your future spouse might come from a different background, or maybe from like a different distance, maybe a different country, a different state. You know, it could be like a different culture, possibly something like that, something different about them. I feel like traveling or movement, or maybe even like some long-term decisions might play a role in meeting them. Maybe you know, there like some, you know, long distance might also be happening, possibly. You're kind of expanding into a whole different world. You know, for example, your old limits are kind of being broken or being shed. I'm struggling to kind of like say this, but basically, you know, I feel like either spirit is asking you to shed all your previous beliefs, or maybe you are naturally kind of doing it yourself as well. Like you're expanding beyond all of your old limits and old restrictions. And, you know, like I feel like you're maybe in your love life you had a vision and it used to be very rigid, but you're kind of letting that rigidity go. And if that's not true right now, then maybe spirit is asking you to let that go, you know, like again, being more flexible like we talked about. So that's kind of what I'm trying to say here. But I feel like you guys are definitely prepping yourself for the next chapter. And with the Nine of Wands here, I feel like you guys are kind of tired, you know, but you're not done. So this card, you know, acknowledges that maybe you guys are emotionally and physically exhausted after what you've been through in your love life in the past. But Spirit is saying, just remember, you know, you've been very strong, you've been very resilient, and you know, you kept going in love, even at times that you felt discouraged or you felt hurt and you felt broken. You kept going and you have faith, and I'm so glad you do, because again, with the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups here, like there is a soulmate, very beautiful, lifelong relationship that is coming, and it's gonna come as you heal and kind of go through the process. But, you know, this card kind of says, don't give up. You know, you're closer than you think. Your soulmate, I feel like, is not far away. I feel like they're right around the corner. Spirit is asking you to just stay open-minded, be flexible, and keep having faith, because it's coming. And with the Nine of Swords here, the Nine of Swords is usually about like overthinking, you know, fear, you know, having anxiety, and like anxiety about the future, and a little bit of emotional fatigue. So, you know, Spirit acknowledges that you guys have been having a lot of anxiety about love. Sorry guys, I don't know where I left off here. So, you know, basically Spirit knows that you guys have been kind of anxious about your love life, worried about your love life a little bit. You know, maybe you have some fears about, like, maybe you don't want to repeat, you know, old patterns that you've been through in love, or repeat kind of maybe crappy relationships or hard relationships that you've been through. Maybe you have a fear about that. Maybe you have fears about being hurt again, or fears about not finding the right person or finding your soulmate. And, you know, Spirit understands that, you know, these worries are real, but, you know, these worries are not your future. They are not your future. You know, we already saw how beautiful your future is going to be. You're going to find your person for sure. It's going to be a beautiful, lovely relationship. But the Nine of Swords, you know, is coming up to show you that your mind is louder than what we're seeing in your reality. What you fear is not what the universe and Spirit has planned for you. So, you know, let this card, like the Starfish Spirit, kind of guide you back to hope. Because I feel like, you know, your kind of future isn't, you know, your future isn't like this anxiety, fear, old patterns. Your future is this Ten of Cups here, which is family, love, a soulmate relationship. Yeah, guys. So, you know, I feel like, again, your future spouse is someone who's going to bring you a lot of happiness, true partnership, you know, a sense of family, and you have a very bright future. I feel like you guys are slowly releasing old pain. Your soulmate is real, and it's going to be very mutual, and your fears are not your future, okay? You're a lot more resilient and closer to your soulmate than you guys think, okay? So pile number 4, if any of this resonates, please leave me a comment below. I want to hear from pile number 4, and I will see you guys next week, okay? Bye, guys.